Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. And they are probably not going to knock you right out of your chair, Joe.
Well, I think this one here is telltale. 4 first downs. Time of possession is the other one for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They should have gotten more than 3 points. On this side, goal to go, you see the Bucs have had 2 opportunities. They've gotten 3 points. Third down conversions have been about the same. Penalties have made a difference over here for the Lions. They've committed, and the turnovers as well, or sacks, I should say.
What's unusual, those 2 goal-to-goal situations coming out with only 3 points. The Bucs have been very good at that coming in. 5 first-and-goal series, they get 4 touchdowns out of it. But tonight they have failed, and Mel Gray would like to make something big happen at the start of the second half. The all-time leader in kickoff return yards. Just absolutely brilliant. Husted. Line drives it. And return to the 35-yard line. Loose ball goes out of bounds. And the Lions will maintain possession. Let's check in with Mark Malone.
Well, Mike, as we look over the first half, Hardy Nickerson, our spotlight player of the game, it hasn't been his game so far. He's pretty much been a non-factor. As we look at the video, one of the things that's happening here is the Culpepper, the nose tackle, isn't creating a double team, and you can see there that Doug Weidel comes off and blocks Hardy again right there. Glover comes off the double team, blocks Hardy on the over pursuit. It just hasn't been their night. I talked to him, they're going to make some changes, and I'll have that right after this play.
All right, Mark, and that's a great job when you keep Hardy Nickerson out of the way. There was a flag down on the kickoff return, holding against Detroit, and moves it back to the 17-yard line. They'll go with the 2 tight ends to start the third quarter, Hall and Halleck. Sanders is the single setback, and he'll get the call. Barry Sanders picks up 9, nearly 10. Back to Mark Malone. Mark?
Well, Mike, as we look at the first half numbers, keep in mind that Nickerson smashed the Buccaneers' season tackling record last year of 214. But look at this, 21 plays. Detroit's run the ball 10 times, only 1 tackle for no gain. Nickerson, 2 misses. This is a guy that they're going to have to try to get loose with a more penetrating defense and try to get those double teams off of him where he can flow around and make the play. It's a change, he said. They'll try to make this half, Mike.
Of course, he was a Pro Bowler last year, the first time the Bucs had one since 1990. And there they wrap up Barry Sanders on the delay as he gets to the 25. Demetrius Dubose made the stop.
It's interesting what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers look like they're trying to do on defense is really funnel Barry inside. Let the linebackers flow instead of fill, and then your outside guys sort of run him back into the crowd and really just contain him. That's what Floyd's trying to do.
3rd and 2. Covington shows blitz, and he comes. Draw to Sanders. Shakes a tackle, has a first down and more. Barry Sanders to the 47-yard line.
Oh, and Eric Curry had him dead. Absolutely flat, cold dead. Gives you an idea how powerful Barry Sanders is. Eric Curry weighs 275 pounds. Watch the left part of your screen. It's the handoff. He's got a clean shot at him. He just tries to grab him. Barry pushes him aside, and then he gets great acceleration up the field.
He is so strong in that small package. Curry is 270 pounds, and Sanders just threw him aside. Derrick Moore comes in the tailback to give Sanders a blow. And Craig airs one out for Perriman. Great catch at the 15. Dimry and Carter on the coverage, but a 37-yard gain.
That's the result of everybody focusing on Barry Sanders. Little fake draw. Watch David Krieg. He's going to fake the draw. That holds the defensive backs. And now Perriman goes down the field, winds up with the big play.
Sanders comes back in on 1st and 10. In the first half, the Lions had 93 yards. The last 2 plays, they have 60. Sanders gets to the 10. Of course, Joe, running backs talk about guys like Sanders. They want to have the ball a lot to find their rhythm.
He's the kind of guy, the more he carries the ball, the more people start to pursue. Once you start to pursue Barry Sanders, the greater opportunity it is for him to cut back. So if he has his hands on the ball, a chance for great things can happen.
The numbers on Sanders, going for his 800-yard gain. Herman Moore has been very quiet for the Lions. Sanders looked like he'd be hit in the backfield. Instead got to the 5 near another first down. Lonnie Martz, formerly of the Kansas City Chiefs, made the stop.
Focus on his eyes. You see what he sees. Look at how he sees the defensive backs, the defensive linemen, the linebackers. Then he accelerates and goes down. He sees the hit coming, and then he just goes down to the ground. And now the Detroit Lions take him out of the game, which still somebody has to explain to me and make it make sense.
We'll talk about that in a second. Holman checks in along with Moore. And Moore is their short yardage specialist. He'll get the carry. First down from the 5. Gets a couple. Wayne Fontes had an interesting explanation. You mentioned earlier, Sanders does not take those straight shots. Doesn't get hit a lot. In goal line situations, you do get hit an awful lot. And the coach said he didn't want him exposed to that.
Well, now he wants him exposed to it because he's put him back in the game. I mean, you know, there it is. Lions goal to go, 26 plays. Barry Sanders only touched the ball 5 times, but one of them has resulted in a touchdown. You know, to me, if you've got playmakers, you've got to have them in position where they can make plays and score points for you. That's what down around the goal line is.
Second and goal from the 3. Excuse me, first and goal. Sanders. Dragged down by the neck, and a flag. That'll be a face mask. Hardy Nickerson was in on the stop, and it looks like he was the guy who got the face mask. The Bucs started out very good defensively this year. And then Nickerson had a severe ankle sprain and missed 4 games.
Personal foul, 15-yard face mask, number 56 defense. That'll be half the distance to the goal, first and goal.
Hardy will pursue sideline to sideline. He sees the flow. He's not just pursuing sideline to sideline, but he's keeping an angle on Barry, using the opportunity to try and get him to the sideline. Then he just reaches out and grabs anything he can. Turns out being his face mask. At least he does let him go before he gets it all the way to the ground.
It's only a 1.5 yard penalty, as it turns out. Moore checks in. He's number 31. Moore, touchdown. Derrick Moore with his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year.
The Lions just put it and pound it. Barney Bussey, number 27, comes up to try and fill. He winds up doing a little cartwheel. And Hardy Nickerson is so far away. Good decision. If you're the Lions, you run away from Hardy Nickerson.
Jason Hanson for the point after. He's perfect this year. Now 21 of 21. The Lions score for the first time all night and take the lead 7-3 here at the Silverdome.
When something fresh comes into your life at the exact moment you're ready for it, it's not coincidence. Aurora by Oldsmobile. See what happens when you demand better? Aurora.
Still going. Long-lasting Energizer batteries keep going and going. big appetite to Taco Bell and treat it to the 7-layer burrito. A great value for only 99 cents. It's a full half-pound of flavor with seasoned rice, guacamole, 2 kinds of cheese, and more. The tempting 7-layer burrito, only at Taco Bell. Cross the border.
When you buy a Pepsi or any other soft drink at Taco Bell, refills are free. So you can drink and drink and drink till it's time for you to go.
ESPN Sunday Night NFL is brought to you by Taco Bell, featuring the fully loaded 7-layer burrito by Energizer Batteries. Still going. Long-lasting Energizer batteries keep going and going. And by Oldsmobile and your authorized Aurora retailers.
Spirits picking up a little bit here in the Silverdome in Pontiac as Detroit gets his first score of the night and takes the lead. And Sanders, in the last drive, eclipsed his first half total. 77 yards on the night, shooting for his 8th 100-yard game. Hanson blasts this one. From the 30 with a 1-inch tee, he just crushed it. Hardy Nickerson, the defensive leader. They've only given up 1 score, but they're down.
What's the real story on compact pickups? Ford claims Ranger's built tough, but Chevy makes the longest-lasting, most dependable trucks on the road. Ford claims quality is job 1. But the Chevy S-Series was voted best pickup. They want to know if you've driven one lately. Chevy says, why bother? The S-Series has more interior room, more horsepower, and right now this S-Series with standard airbag, cassette, aluminum wheels, and more is just $189 a month. Built Ford tough, that's not tough enough.
I feel down inside that we have a good program of checking other competitors' prices compared to ours.
Recently, we checked the competitors' prices. We purchased 71 name brands and compared price for price at Winn-Dixie and Sack and Save. The results? Winn-Dixie was 19% lower than Sack and Save. 19% lower. There's the proof. You save more at Winn-Dixie.
Have you had an accident? Are you injured? Do you need a doctor?
Call Herman, Henley & Herman. Get the medical help you need and the legal advice you deserve with no money out of your pocket. At Herman, Henley & Herman, we take care of all expenses, including medical bills, until we settle your claim. But it's important that you talk to us before you talk to anyone else. This is not a time for do-it-yourselfers. Call Herman, Henley & Herman now at 1-800-704-1011.
7-3 Lions. Joe, the Bucs have the ball. What should they do?
I think they should do what they did the first half, is get the ball to Rhett and let the line push. You see Rhett just off left guard, cut, go to the bubble. Now come back, Rhett off right guard, cut up behind Beckles, up the middle, pick up 10. And then why not give it to him one more time? This time he runs off the right side, gets a good block, and winds up picking up some more yards. I think that's what you do. You continue to come out and pound Eric Rhett.
Rhett had 17 carries, 81 yards in the first half, a career high for the rookie from Florida. Erickson to throw on first down and has it out at the 33. Hawkins makes the grab. Good coverage by Mack, but they've got the first down.
And he'll have to remember, see, I think it looks like Sam might be starting this half like he started the game. Remember, he went up top with big passes the first part. That may be what he's trying to do again. He's almost treating this like the beginning of the game again.
And it will be interesting to see what the Lions changes made at the halftime.
May take a shot at Milton Mack, number 24, playing the right corner.
Rhett. Room again, gets it up to the 39. Give him about 5 yards. Michael Johnston, who's been very active tonight, made another tackle.
The Bucs huddle so close to the ball. You have to have some type of a language that no one else will understand if you're going to stand that close as a quarterback. think Broderick Thomas has a pretty good idea what they're saying.
2nd and 5. McDowell on the quick hitter tries to take it outside, and waiting for him, Broderick Thomas. Thomas left the Bucs after they moved him to inside linebacker and then asked him to take a big pay cut. He said no way and became a free agent and came here.
And they love him here. Wayne Fontes has had nothing but praise. His leadership, his work ethic, and of course the great natural ability he has. Plus he's playing outside backer, which is really where he feels like he's at home. Much more natural position for him. He leads the club with 5.5 sacks. Back in '91, he had 11 for the Bucs. 3rd and 3 for Erickson. Here comes the blitz. Everybody. And the pass incomplete, intended for Armstrong. Clay knocked it away. And a flag down. Maybe he got there early. Willie Clay, the strong safety out of Georgia Tech. I'll tell you, the Lions guessed right. They brought the backers. The difference is they did not have pressure up the middle. That's where Erickson wound up trying to make the throw.
Number 32 defense. 1st down.
Willie Clay appealing the call, but he won't get anywhere with it.
Wayne Fontes not pleased with it either. Watch that man. See the man moving the top of your screen? There goes the route. There's the throw.
Whoa. Where's the interference?
I think William Clay definitely has an argument.
He just got a hand in there and knocked it away. From that angle, it looked like a great defensive play and not interference. Play action. Erickson under pressure. Dumps it out to Rhett. Remember, he played in Florida, so he was an exceptional receiver.
Yeah, but that was a nice job by Craig Erickson, keeping composure. Broderick Thomas comes around the corner, winds up swatting at the ball, almost knocks it out of his hand. And then Craig grenades it up. Broderick takes Gruber hard around the outside. He steps up, actually hits his arm, and then he grenades it out. Good job by the Sandman.
Going back to that last play for a second, remember what Paul Gruber said, that Erickson is a tackle's dream because he steps up in the pocket. You don't get any of the cheap sacks, and you can push a guy past him that way.
Which is something Dilfer wasn't very good at as yet. It's still something he had to work on. So having Craig Erickson back there makes it easier for the tackles to protect.
Spot the ball at the Lions 44, 3rd and a yard. Rep the deep man. 2 tight ends. Play action. Erickson to Armstrong, made the catch. Ball's loose. And they're saying it's down. It will be a 1st down. That was nearly picked. Erickson got it through for 13 yards, and it's a 1st down.
When you can run the ball like they have, remember I said earlier they were going to run a play action fake. There it is right there. You get everybody sucked in, and then you make the throw. And that's just a great job of catching the football, but you got to put it away.
Benny Blades was a half step away from picking that one. And Erickson goes to the shotgun with Workman in there at running back. And now he's going to have to call a timeout. Timeout on the field, 5:04 to go 3rd quarter. Lions by 4.
Television of the future? I've got it now. DirecTV. It's movies, hit movies, tons of movies. It's like browsing in a video store right in your living room and always finding what you want. Ooh. The hit movies I want start every 30 minutes. Now, for just $2.99 each, the movies come to me. All digital, so I can get a great picture with CD sound. That never happened before. For more movies, sports, and cable networks, get your DSS 18-inch dish and DirecTV at your RCA dealer.
On any given Sunday, there's over 5,000 hits, 2,000 head cracks, and 500 body slams. But the trouble is, it's not on the football field. Violence shouldn't be a part of real life. Think about it.
Hey, so I'm thinking, what would really cheer my buddy up? Oh, this is great. Ah, yes. Quarter pounder cheese. Oh, sure.
Pure beef smothered with fresh melted cheese. McDonald's Quarter Pounder with cheese. It's so tempting. What you want is what you get. So get to McDonald's today.
Mr. Williams, lunch. Oh, we forgot our gelatin.
Sunday night, that's Jerome Bettis, Dion, Rams, 49ers.
Won't you be part of the watch program?
Buccaneers down 7-3, but they have the ball 1st and 10 at the Lions' 31-yard line with 5:04 to go, third quarter from the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. Rhett back in as the tailback. He split with McDowell. Behind Beckles, maybe a yard and a half.
I'll guarantee you, Sam ran that play to set something up. They've been very successful running the ball out of the eye. That time they come out in split backs, which is the only time they've done it so far in the ball game. And I think what Sam wanted to do is take a look at how they were going to match up. But I think there's something in that head of his that's running around with another play that goes as a companion.
The Bucs have already beaten their season's average, which was a meager 70-some yards. Erickson quickly to Armstrong. Struggling for yardage, got it down to the 24. Ball came loose after he was down. Blades made the tackle.
Ty J has done a terrific job snatching the ball out of the air, literally snatching it out of the air. The Lions decide to blitz. Left part of your screen, Ty J. Armstrong coming across. He just goes up and snatches the ball, squeezes it, and then when he hits the ground, it sneaks away on him.
And if Jackie Harris, your leading receiver, isn't here, you still go to the tight end, this time in the person of Ty J. Armstrong. Third and 2, Erickson with a half roll, throws for Dawsey incomplete, and Blades just lets him know he's in the neighborhood.
You know, Mike, when you get an overall feel of this game, the wide receivers have had very little to do with it. Perriman had the one big catch, but other than that, this game has been played inside the hash marks by the offensive line, the defensive line, the running backs, and the linebackers.
Spot this one just outside the 40. Husted 1 out of 2. He missed from 49, remember, and hit the one from 20. Drills this one. And the Bucs close to within 1 on 2 Michael Husted field goals. Back in a moment.
Quick 26. Hey, nice Sonoma. Got myself one. In fact, I got 2 of them.
2?
Yeah.
You must really like those new features.
Airbag, ABS brakes, maximum 140 horses.
Well, that's 191.
140, 191, whatever it takes. You know, Troy Ayton drives a GMC.
Is that right?
Yeah, me and old Troy work out together. In fact, I left him down the road a couple of miles.
Really?
Well, I gotta go now.
Why don't we just wait on old Troy? For your GMC, see your Silver Star GMC truck dealers. Right, Terry?
Right, Troy.
I'm a relatively young guy, not too hip, not too square. The girls like me. I'm not a chick magnet. I love the Cowboys. I'm no millionaire, but I get by. So it makes sense I should shake hands with my Ford dealer. He's got a Ford Ranger, the official truck of the Dallas Cowboys, with package savings, a special bonus discount, and down payment assistance, which could mean no money down. So I saved $1,950. And since I don't have a rich Aunt Edna from Corpus Christi to leave me a gazillion dollars, $1,950 of savings seems perfect. So I take the keys, take the Ranger, and head out. Who knows, there may be a winning lottery ticket in my future or a new invention. But for now, it's me, my Ford Ranger, from my Dallas Metro Tarrant County Ford dealer, and Aunt Sylvia, who lives in Austin.
For every fashion, there's an equal and opposite attraction. For your look, your size, and a price that always fits, only one shoe store has it all. Larry's Shoes. We've got you covered.
Save up to 20% on select Rockports through November 21st at Larry's.
Lions by 1/3 quarter. Hardy Nickerson has been in our spotlight all night long. Let's check in with Mark Malone.
Well, it seems as though what Hardy Nickerson had to tell me at halftime has come true. If you watch that last drive, although they did score, Nickerson much more effective as we crank up the spotlight. Look at number 73, hold up the guard and the center, allowing Nickerson to make the tackle. And then a little bit later in the gap defense, everybody keeps the offense off of Nickerson, and he comes in and makes the big hit right there on Derrick Moore. As we look at the stats, the last drive, 8 plays, they ran 7 of them. Nickerson had 1 solo and 2 assists, guys.
Gray bangs into Moore. Ball's loose. Flag is down. There goes Mel Gray out near the 20-yard line. We'll check the penalty.
You know what causes that? Mel Gray has not had a chance to work all week in practice. So now all of a sudden he and Derrick Moore are back there. In practice, Derrick Moore has handled the ball. So automatically it goes near him. He's just going to go get it.
Holding. Number 21 during the return. Half the distance to the goal. Timeout.
We'll be back to Pontiac right after this. Lions lead by a point with 3:21 to go, 3rd quarter. No secret who their big play people are. Barry Sanders and Herman Moore. How have they done throughout the ball game? Well, Herman Moore, no catches. He comes in with a 40 consecutive game streak. Barry Sanders, 77 yards. They have held him under 100. Moore has had only 1 ball thrown to him tonight. Did not catch it. Breaks a couple of tackles, breaks another one, and gets out of bounds.
They really stretch a defense. You'll notice watch how Dave Krieg has to really reach to try and get the ball to Barry Sanders. He's going to move to your right. Look at how Krieg has got to get. He really has got to get way out to the right, almost outside the end. And then the wide receivers do an excellent job of trying to block. There's a good job by Perriman. There's a good job by Moore, just tying him up. Couple extra yards.
Sanders, there's that cutback move. Look out! Dimley's got a shot and got him, and also got the face mask. Holy cow, what a run by Sanders. 69 yards.
That's exactly what Floyd Peters was afraid of. Flag is definitely going to be face mask, Mike, you're right. It's just a question of stretching the defense, sealing on the backside. Watch this. They're going to stretch here. Now he cuts back. And that's the same exact play he ran 85 yards against the Bucs in the first time they played. Look at that backside seal. What a great job on the backside by Beers. Number 48, the fullback. Terrific job.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are looking at the best. 17 carries, 154 yards. He's over 1,200 for the season in his 10th game. And that was his 800-yard game of the year. Derrick Moore will come in to give him a breather. 1st and goal from the 9.
Touchdown. And Herman Moore is down, and It looked like a knee or a hamstring, because when he came down and planted, his foot absolutely grabbed and stopped. Great catch. What a great catch by this guy. Little play action fake by David Krieg to the right. Herman Moore's running the quick post. Big mismatch down here against anybody. David just puts the ball up in the air. Herman makes the catch, and then he stops abruptly. And he winds up going over.
And he grabs the hamstring.
See that left foot plant? And then he gets really split out. Boy.
But good news for the Lions. He's up and able to leave the field under his own power. A little gingerly, but he's trotting. And a nice throw from Krieg. And a mismatch with Herman Moore at 6'3" against Dimry. So Sanders and Moore, the two superstars, come through on that drive. Hanson to try to make it an 8-point game. And does. 14-6 Lions. So both of the superstars break out on that possession. Barry Sanders in his career, the longest run, 85 yards earlier this year against the Bucs. 1, 2, 3, 4 of the top 6 against Tampa Bay.
The one he ran tonight was almost exactly identical to the one he ran earlier in the year.
He eats up everybody, but he feasts on Bucs.
8 rushes, 117 yards in the second half. But you know something, as great as he is, he gets an awful lot of help from the guys up front. Watch this job. What's going to happen is everybody's going this way. Everybody's going this way. But keep an eye on the backside seals. One's going to go here. One's going to go here. He's going to cut it back and bring it up through that hole. They get the Bucs flowing. Now look to the left part of your television set. Look over there. Look at this job right here. What a great seal. Now right on this side. Look at that right there. What a great seal. And now look at Barry go. He's worth the price of admission.
And the one person in this world who is not totally impressed by Barry Sanders' greatness is Barry Sanders.
Oh, yeah, he's
got a great attitude. A lot of class for that young man.
Great eyes, great instincts, great player.
And not an ounce of hot dog in him either. Hanson. Vernon Turner. Nowhere to go, but down at the 15-yard line. Eric Lynch makes the tackle. Join us tomorrow night at 7:30, NFL Prime Monday. Mike Tirico and the gang preview the Monday night game between the Bills and the Steelers. Live reports from Three Rivers with Pam Oliver. Ron Jaworski delves into the NFL playbook again. And Rod Woodson goes backstage with Downtown Julie Brown. All that and much more. NFL Prime Monday, 7:30 tomorrow.
Should we throw another bucket of sand on the Buffalo Bills to try and bury them, or will they come out of the grave again?
Sure, they're alive and well, I think. Erickson play action. Plenty of time now. He's got to run. Taken down at the 18-yard line, Broderick Thomas. The Bucs have controlled this game with their running game and the time of possession, a 7-minute difference, but they have gotten 2 field goals out of it all night long. They have failed on 2 goal line situations. Rhett hit at the line of scrimmage, bangs forward for a couple. Spielman, the first guy to hit him. The linebacker's linebacker.
That time, the linebackers filled the holes a lot quicker than they have been before. Look at those eyes, just seeing everything. Once he sees it, he's gone. You talk about feasting. He loves to feast on running backs, quarterbacks, anything that has a back in it.
1:14 to go, third quarter. 3rd and 5 for the Bucs. Erickson changing the play. Play clock running now. He got it off. Here's the blitz. Complete to Dorsey. It's a foot race. Dorsey to the 40. And stumbles. He goes out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Credit Craig Erickson with changing the play as quick as he could, getting the snap off in time and making the play work.
And he recognized the defense on top of it.
Absolutely.
Erickson sees the blitz coming, throws it. Dorsey makes a nice catch down around his knees. And what he trained in the offseason helped him. See that? He trained by running with a parachute attached to his back. It made his legs stronger, broke the tackle, wound up with a big gain.
Puts him down at the 36-yard line. Rep. Picks up about 5. And they're going to let the clock wind down. This quarter has belonged to Barry Sanders. And the Lions have taken a 14-6 lead with 1 period to play.
From the city by the bay to the city of light. Every day we connect over 200 places with over 5,000 flights. And though we continue to grow with new aircraft and new destinations, though we fly over 160,000 people a day, we remain committed to serving each and every person one at a time.
All coaches have game plans going into a game. If you ask Sam Weiss right now, he said the game plan is working, but he's only got 2 field goals.
Well, he's been down in goal-to-go situations twice, come away with 3 points. I think, a couple of miscues. The second opportunity he had, it got away from him. I think he's got to stay with what he's doing. This game is not out of hand yet. They've got a good drive going. They've got to come away with some points now and at least put themselves in a position in the 4th quarter to be able to make the run.
Of course, that's how you get to be 2-7. The things you draw up during the week don't necessarily work on Sunday.
Not all the time.
2nd and 6 here for the Bucs. Workman is the setback. And Erickson to throw, complete for short yardage. That's Copeland. Caught the long pass in the first half.
Start to spread out the defense a little bit. You've pounded away. It looks like the Lions have made a little bit of an adjustment, so now what you do is you spread them out.
To stop the clock and measure for the first down, Copeland's forward progress took him just shy of the 25-yard line.
This is where, if you're a quarterback, the clock's at 25 seconds. I'll go over and check and see how much I need, but I'm going to have, if you're a veteran, you're going to have your guys in the huddle ready to go. Because you want them over there, you want them in there thinking about the play, figuring out what you need, so you can get in and get in charge. That's what happens to young quarterbacks. They get wandering around a little bit, and their huddle gets a little disoriented.
Through 3 quarters, the Buccaneers with a big advantage in passing yards, 299, but Barry Sanders has won the rushing battle, even though the Bucs have gone over 100.
Well, he had 181 the first time these two teams played.
Well, he's averaging over 120 a game this season.
You have to run the football here.
Quarterback keeper on 3rd and inches, and Erickson has it.
Good decision. You had to run it there. Spread the defense out, and then pick the spot. There's Pat Swilling. He's on the field for one of the rare times. They spot him a lot. Probably will not be a Detroit Lion next year. Tracy Scroggins has come in and done an excellent job at the point of attack. They feel like Pat Swilling maybe where he is at the point of his career, in all likelihood won't be here after this year.
He has no sacks this season. Play action. Erickson with all day to throw. Rifles this one complete. Hawkins inside the 10. There is a penalty flag down, and it's in the backfield. Maybe that's why he had all day. And it is a hold.
That'll do it. You know what I was talking about Pat Swilling before? I just really believe, that's my opinion, that he's not going to be here. He's splitting time. You've got a lot of money invested in him. And so consequently, you can't keep him around. That's the way I see it.
Holding. Number 61 offense. 10 yards. Still first down.
It's the center, Tony Mayberry, and a real bad time for only their 4th flag of the night. Erickson, every time I've seen him play, has played well, Joe. And I know Trent Dilfer is the quarterback of the future, but Erickson is going to be playing football in this league somewhere.
I think he should. I think this guy's got a 10, 12-year career ahead of him somewhere. You know, you look at, Harbaugh, the Walshes, the Kramers, all guys have opportunities to move around because the Moons and the Montanas are going to retire someday.
1st and 20. Screen to Workman. Play. Spielman would not be denied, went right through 2 blockers and made the tackle. He saw it coming from the get-go.
That play alone should get him to the Pro Bowl. He's right over there. He sees the screen. He's going to go out and just take them all on. Reads the play, flows out with the back. Watch this. 2 blockers. He splits both of them and winds up making the play. Unbelievable.
Loss of 4, 2nd and 24. Erickson steps up, throws. Dawsey has it at the 29. Spielman made that tackle.
All right, now what you have to do in this situation, if you're Craig Erickson, Sam will probably give him a play that he can pick up the first down with, but he can't force the ball. Probably going to have to come down to a secondary receiver, wind up with a completion around the 20, maybe 17-yard line, then get an opportunity for some points.
They throw to Workman a lot in this situation on those little flares. Erickson to Workman. He's a great 3rd down back. And forced out of bounds right at the marker. It will depend on the spot.
Good job. The defense knows you have 3rd and extremely long. So Spielman's going back. He's going back into the deep zone. Workman's out to the flat. Good decision by Craig Erickson. Don't try and get too much. Don't try and force the ball.
It's 4th and about 2. So Husted will try to come on to make his 3rd field goal. This would cut it to 14-9. It's a 34-yard attempt. And Husted knocks it through. So the Bucs can't get the touchdown, but the field goals have cut the lead to 5.
So, what do you think?
You look tough to me.
You just don't see that these days.
I'm impressed. I want those qualities on our team. Think we can get them?
Let's go ask him.
Hey, that's Ellie's head scout. Could you come over here a second, son? Yeah, you. There's a show, baby. Could you turn around? You know if these sweats come in teal?
Is that seam double-stitched?
Do you like the way it flows?
Looking for tough athletic wear? Get Russell Athletic. Get tough.
Flexible.
Ever wonder what bears really do in the woods? The Passport from Honda.
It might surprise you that a lot of folks do their holiday shopping at True Value. You see, we've got just what you need to wrap up a happy holiday. Still, some people just can't wait to get to those big discount stores. And wait. And wait. Well, now True Value, get 2 Master Electrician flashlights for just $6.99, and these battery booster cables are just $6.97. So, why wait? True Value, Christmas is just around the corner.
ESPN Sunday Night NFL is brought to you by True Value. Help is just around the corner. By American Honda, who has been making quality automobiles in America for the past 12 years. And by Russell Athletic, for really tough athletic wear that can survive anything. Get Russell Athletic. Get tough.
On the Bucs' last 2 kickoffs, Husted's done as good as he can to try to kick it away from Mel Gray. Kicks this one short. And Gray has to pick it up at the 11-yard line, hemmed in at the sideline, and can't cut it outside. The Bucs have done a great job on special teams. Barry Sanders, dangerous running the football in any down, but on first, he's a terror. 756 yards this year. That number exceeds the total rushing totals of 4 teams. Falcons, get out of here. Patriots, forget it. Tampa, no way. And New Orleans, see ya. On first down, he's exceeded the total rush of 4 clubs. He is something else.
So is that graphic.
Yes, it is. Sanders just dancing till he can find some daylight across the 20.
Give you an idea what Barry Sanders has done. 2 rushes, 3 yards over here. Now here's 92. We know 69 of that has started this way. That's the way he runs. You know, he's a right-handed runner. He'll start everything flowing left, but he'll always seems like breaks his big plays out off the right side.
2nd and 7. Sanders nowhere to go. Cuts it back and dives forward. A flag down at the end of the play. Brad Culpepper, the noseman, made the tackle, and it's holding against Detroit.
That causes Wayne Fonts to look at his offense differently. Now you have to sort of take Barry out of it a little bit. You're going to have 2nd down and 18 instead of 2nd down and 8.
Ron Hall, the former Buccaneer, who must hate that.
No, you know, I disagree with that call. I disagree with that. Now you're giving them a 3rd down and 6, which in my opinion is very makeable. Now you could run Barry for that distance. There's the hold. But if you had him in 2nd down and 16, you take Barry out of the mix.
Sanders goes out as a receiver. Covered by Nickerson and turned around a little late, I think, as the ball got to him. And now we've got pushing and shoving, Nickerson and Sanders, and then a lot of company. I don't see a flag yet.
Good job by Tampa Bay's defense.
Nickerson had a man-to-man.
David gets what he wants. He's got Barry out there. Barry just really doesn't make the play. He's got an opportunity to make the catch. It just goes off his right shoulder.
And that's why Sanders was upset and why Doug Weidel came out to help him. So they fail on 3rd down, and Montgomery will punt on 4th and 6. They stop the clock.
Please reset the game clock to 9:52.
Putting 2 seconds back on the clock. And we have 9:52 to go in the ball game. 14-9, Lions lead. Montgomery, who must love kicking indoors, just unloads on one. Vernon Turner Covered well by the Lions. A 9-yard return, but the punt 56. Scott Kowalkowski makes the tackle. Sanders and company with the lead. The foul. And Lions fourth quarter.
You know, a weapon like a Greg Montgomery is so important as a punter because he can bail you out of big holes. Now watch how sweet this swing is. He's the best kicker in football. He told me that the drop is the key, just like the grip in golf. Right there. See how he sweet spots it? That sucker's going to take off that way. He also said kicking here in Detroit feels like it gives him a little bit of an advantage because air is blown in to hold the roof up and the ball will hang a little more for him.
He didn't need any help. Rhett on the toss. Eric Rhett breaks another one out to the 39-yard line. Eric Rhett comes from a very small town in Florida, and when he signed as a rookie out of the University of Florida with Tampa Bay, he obviously got a lot of money. Rookies do these days. His mother didn't believe that you get a lot of money for playing football. She sends him money all the time. Here's $20 and a lemon meringue pie. He keeps telling her, Mom, I'm making $1 million. I don't need the $20. And she says, nah, that can't be. Rhett again to the 41. Eric Rhett over 100 yards, another career high for that young man. And the last time the Bucs had a 100-yard rusher was Reggie Cobb last year against Detroit. He had 113.
It's interesting. Buck runners do well against the Lion defense. Barry Sanders does well against the Bucs defense.
Well, in all fairness, he does that well against everybody's defense.
Yeah, but, you know, 4 of those top 6 runs come
yes, sir.
from the Buccaroos.
Two tight end offense on 1st and 10. That's Moore in motion. Nice fake by Erickson. Incomplete. Blades went right through Dawsey.
What a great job by Benny Blades. Dawsey was wide open in the middle, but by the time Erickson could make the delivery, Blades was there. Watch Blades, left part of your screen. Dawsey will sit down. There's Blades, number 36. He's open. Blades is way out there, and what happens is Erickson actually throws the ball out towards Blades so that he can make the play.
Wayne Font said if we had a Courage Award, it would go to Benny Blades. He is playing with multiple injuries. They tried to get him out of the game last week. They even took his helmet away. He would not come out. Eric Rhett back to the ground game to the 47-yard line. Blades made an interception last week, even though he had almost no use of his right arm, and he's being worked on the sideline. This guy just will not come off the football field.
Got 1 sack this year, no interceptions.
Time becoming a factor, 7:45 to go in the game. 3 wide receivers on 3rd and 5. Lions have blitzed here before. They come with 4 here. Erickson, Dawsey, another big catch. To the 45, first down. Milton Mack made the tackle. Gain of 8.
They missed Lawrence Dawsey at the end of last year when he hurt his knee, and he's now just starting to come up. Does a good job of pushing Mack off, and just does a good job of catching the football.
Lions took a timeout as it looked like the Bucs were going with a hurry-up again. And that's the second timeout they've burned.
Timeout. Detroit.
They suck.
We've got a timeout. 7:11 to go. Back in a moment. Lions by 5, fourth quarter.
The reason why the Lions had to burn a timeout, Mike, they had too many guys on the field. Right inside that circle are 12 guys. That's the 13th. That's why they had to use the timeout. Couldn't get the substitution in time.
Another one of little Sam Weich's little tricks that worked. Erickson, play action. Under pressure, Scroggins got a hand on him and forced a sack. Tracy Scroggins If he gets credit for all of that one, we'll have 9 this year.
Dan Owens is going to wind up with his second sack caused by the outside rushers funneling Craig Erickson into them. Dan Owens has been a beneficiary of some good outside pressure by both Broderick Thomas and Tracy Scroggins.
2nd and 16. Erickson goes to the shotgun. Scroggins again. Plays in a row. The 3-year man from Tulsa has just fired into the backfield.
Scott Dill playing the right tackle. Sets back. Scroggins just takes him hard up. Dill just can't get his feet far enough back. Craig Erickson sitting where he normally sits. Scroggins just beating him around the corner.
Until this week, 14-year man Tim Irwin was the right tackle, but because of injury, he was finally forced to retire. Erickson draw play, work, but nothing doing. Wrapped up by Broderick Thomas. And a big hand for the Lions defense. They came up big on that series.
Well, their 2 outside linebackers made it happen there.
And we are under 6 minutes to go in this game. And this is a game of critical importance to the Detroit Lions. Mel Gray is back to take Straczynski's punt. High, floating, pretty kick. And Gray has to make a fair catch at the 14. A 43-yard punt, no return. 5:38 to go. Detroit by 5. Sunday night spotlight again. Let's check in with Mark Malone.
Well, Mike, we said at the top of the show that Nickerson had to be aggressive and make plays to hold Barry Sanders and the Detroit running game down. But after being knocked around all night and over pursuing, he's become timid. Look at this. Sanders running right at him, not aggressive and not going to the football. And then he shows his frustration here after getting after Barry Sanders. It has not been a good night for Hardy Nickerson whatsoever. We'll have some numbers right after this play.
And Mark, he's got to step up on this series, Nickerson and the rest of the Tampa Bay defense, because you know Barry Sanders is going to get it with 5:38 to go. Sanders grinding it out to the 17. Let's go back to Mark.
Mike, remember now that Nickerson averaged over 13 tackles a game last season. So far tonight, Detroit has run 19 running plays. Nickerson has only made 3 tackles, 2 of those solos, and he's missed twice when he's had opportunities. Not the night he needed to have for Tampa Bay to be successful. Mike?
Absolutely. Clock running 5:11. Here's the projection on Barry Sanders. He would need to average 126 yards a game, which is virtually what his average is now, to reach that magic 2,000 mark and be the 3rd man ever to get 2,000. Sanders cut off, breaks it back, breaks 2 tackles, and got it up to the 34. Marty Carter had to make the tackle. 178 yards rushing.
But you know what I think makes him so special are his feet. Look at those little suckers right there. Watch him dance. There goes his feet. He's got the ball. He's not running. He's floating. He's gliding. He's cruising. He's stopping. He's now cutting back. And now he's gone. Feet don't fail me now. Boy.
He is something special.
It's fun just to watch his feet.
New set of downs, chance to take more time off the clock, and 2 of the Bucs jump. Culpepper and Ahanatu got an early start. You see Dave Lutz saying, they did it.
It wasn't us. We didn't do it.
Encroachment, middle of the line defense, 5 yards.
Sam obviously didn't care for the call all that much. 4:08 left in the game. Culpepper claimed off waivers from Minnesota this year. Started 9 of the 10 games for the Bucs defensive line. 1st and 5. Berry. Slowed up, still dives forward for about 3. Had him behind the line of scrimmage.
People just can't match the way he can stop and start. It's physically impossible. Number 27, Barney Bussey, is their bucko back in the 4-2-5, but he just gets eaten up by a guard, and then Berry stops and cuts up inside on Dimmery. And I mean, physically, people don't have the thighs. At the end of practice, this guy goes in and does squats. That's why his thighs are so powerful.
Look at those numbers. 8.3 yards a carry. 2nd and a yard. And he has the 1st down across the 45-yard line. Tampa Bay has 2 timeouts left, and Joe, they're going to have to use them on this series.
I think after this 1st down, if they can hold Detroit to some kind of a minimal gain, make it 2nd and long, they'll call one of the timeouts. That's the time to use it.
Still 19 seconds on the play clock. That's what Wayne Fonts is checking. And they probably will use every second of it. Sanders now 185 yards on 23 carries. Berry again. Slips a tackle. Has 10, 15. Goodbye. Martin Mayhew caught him at the 5. Holy cow.
He's seeing everything. Look at the eyes. John Lynch comes up and doesn't even make him down in a game of 2-hand touch.
A new career record for Barry Sanders. 233 yards on 24 carries. And for the season, he is over 1,300 in this, his 10th game.
You know what amazed me, Mike? I read in the paper a couple weeks ago, Emmitt Smith seemed to be complaining about everybody focusing on Emmitt Smith, and it seemed like no other backs in the National Football League were getting the kind of attention that he was, and he was bemoaning himself. This guy here is the best runner in football. Hardy Nickerson, number 56, the middle linebacker. He tries to come. Lutz gets on him. That's it. You get stopped. You're not going to catch him. Great job by Dave Lutz.
When you talk about the other great backs, and certainly there are other great backs in this league.
And Emmett is great.
And oh, absolutely. But Barry Sanders has never had the passing game to complement his running. He has never had the great offensive line. This guy is something else.
No, he is the Detroit Lions, and when you gain that many yards, 233, a lot of it is after you've made 1, 2, 3 people miss. Gosh, he's fun to watch.
1st and goal. Moore in there as the short yardage run. Perriman can't hold it. Knocked away by Dimmery. Barry Sanders in this half has 196 yards rushing. 2-minute warning. Back after this. 14-9. Lions over the Bucs. We've hit the 2-minute warning. Detroit trying to salt it away. Barry Sanders with 196 yards in the second half. That by itself is the best rushing performance anybody's had all year long.
Look at this rush chart. 72, 66, 95. Where do you try and stop him? He runs left, up the middle, and right for big yards.
I'd get him on the bus. Sanders again. Nowhere to go this time. Bussey comes up and makes a tackle. And the Bucs will use a timeout to stop the clock with 1:53 to go.
You know, it's interesting. I was just thinking, watching that particular play, Wayne Fontes has a great point when he takes him out down here. Barry Sanders' strength is to stretch the defense and find gaps. When you get closer to the goal line, you can't stretch a defense and find gaps because they're all filled. You have to go with more of a power guy. Good, smart thinking on that coach's mind.
Yeah, I agree with it. Doesn't take the big shots. SportsCenter, of course, follows our telecast. We have 1:53 to go here in Detroit. The Lions could even their record at 5-5. What a day for Drew Bledsoe. The numbers he put up. The 49ers defense, they hit as hard as I have ever seen a 49er defense today against Dallas. And the Sunday conversation is with scrambling Randall Cunningham. His team was shocked today. The Browns did a number on the Eagles.
I think what happens to the Philadelphia Eagles is they look at different teams without playing them, and they develop an attitude and think, we can beat them. When they go up against the Cowboys or the Arizona Cardinals and they know they have to dig down deep, they get themselves ready to play. I think they lose games before they ever get on the field. Play the 49ers, then they go up against other teams and they just don't put the effort out.
Interesting theory. The Bucs, if they can hold the Lions to a field goal here, would be down by only 8 with the 2-point conversion. They'd have a shot at tying it. Sanders cuts it back inside the 5, still on his feet to the 2, and there's a flag down. Maybe another face mask. Tough night for Hardy Nickerson.
He's just trying to grab everything he can.
Personal foul, 15-yard face mask, 56. This will be half the distance to the goal. First and goal for Detroit.
Now that's the biggest part of it. It's an automatic first down.
Here it comes from the goalpost cam. Hardy Nickerson, number 56. Barry's going, he's going. He's just going to try and run with him. It's just a sprint. He's got a shot at him. He just gets up a little bit high, manages to get his hand on the face mask.
If they don't get the face mask, it's 4th and goal from the 1. You figure they have to kick the field goal.
Absolutely.
And the Bucs are still in it. Now it's 1st and goal all over again from the 1.
Unless there's a fumble, it's party over.
Derrick Moore, the short-yardage specialist, the tailback. Craig may have lost the snap from center.
No, he's kneeling down, Mike. They're taking a kneel down. And I like this.
Well, you're right.
You know something?
That's smart.
It is, because if the quarterback, you just have the center and the quarterback, that's all you have to worry about. No exchanges, no worrying about hitting anyone.
And the Bucs can't stop the clock. Of course, the fans want to see another 7 points.
And they're yelling Barry.
Wouldn't you?
I'm chanting Barry.
He is marvelous. Gets the big pat from Wayne Fontes. If I was the coach, I'd stand next to him every minute of the game. 237 yards.
Tough defeat for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They hung in this game except for a couple big plays, and you just got to figure Barry Sanders is going to make a play. It was interesting. During one of the, when we had an exchange over there, Floyd Peters told Sam Weiss, I'm trying everything I can. Obviously, it wasn't quite enough.
Barry Sanders with a marvelous night. The Lions will go to 5-5. The Bucs to 2-8. They have had 11 straight seasons of double-digit losses. That is an NFL record, and they are well on their way to their 12th in a row. What a night for Barry Sanders.
What a night for Barry Sanders, but I think if the Lions want to continue on a winning streak, they're going to have to find some way to take a little bit of the pressure off them, because somewhere somebody might just stop them. I don't know where. I don't know when.
I don't know who. 16 carries, 200 yards in the second half for number 20. Our final score, Detroit 14, Tampa Bay 9. Coming up next, Sports Center, Dan Patrick and Keith Olbermann. The top stories there will be following Drew Bledsoe's record day in the NFL. Highlights, interviews, and analysis of the 49ers over the Cowboys. And our Sunday night conversation with Randall Cunningham. For Joe Theismann, Mark Malone, and our entire ESPN crew, this is Mike Patrick. Good night from Pontiac. Sports Center is next after this.